Okay, guys, today we are going to be talking about how to make recipes and how to save them and use them. I had a few questions on this last week, so we are going to be getting right into this, guys. Anyway, if you are here for the oversized carp recipe, that'll be down pinned in the comment and how to use that. This is for recipes in general, no matter what you're doing with them. For example, on this left side, we have our recipes out right here. And how you make one, just by the way, is you can always on the bottom of your screen is going to be your controls, just so you know. But you can go to this and you can say, let's say we wanted one that was carp rival, and we'll put in the amount. We'll do this, and you can see here we have a new recipe. Um, and you just add what you want to that recipe. Also, with these recipes, if you are getting something from a friend, by the way, and it may or may not be metric. As you can see, I have some weird percentage on this one and some on this one. These are ones I have gotten from friends. What you go ahead and you do is you will change your settings. If they are not the same as you can switch them right here. Oh, let me get into there. And you can see a metric, and you can switch it to imperial. And so if you have a metric recipe, you guys can go ahead and add it in metrically. It'll make you restart it, but then you can switch back over or whatever it may be. That's a good way to do a lot of recipes. Um, so anyway, there are some rules of thumb with recipes in general. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best with recipes, but I've learned quite a bit over the last 4 months with the recipes. A lot of small fish are gonna like the same thing, and then you just switch it from there. Almost all small fish recipes, if you're going for it, like European fish, the they don't the American maps generally outside of the carpet California aren't huge on the recipes, but maybe there's something yet to be discovered there. I don't think of myself as a pro with these recipes by any means. But when you are making a small fish, European fish deal for like bream or anything else like that, I've noticed that Grand Fish Feeder and Universal Mixture are almost in any recipe I've ever come across. And so that would always be a good base to start out there, guys. And then from there you can just test out aromas. That'll help you when you're making your recipes. If you want, you can use this one. This is the one I use for example. I'll use this once in a while and catch them all the comp. But the only one I would make an argument that does seem to be different is barbell, and this is the recipe for that. Barbell are definitely a little finicky because they do kind of act like European fish and catfish all at the same time. But anyway, with probably do a video on barbell down the road. Now, also, if you're making a carp recipe, these are carp recipes right here. Here is the one I did a video on, and like I said, I will leave that video on how to use it down in the pinned comment below. So if I don't have it there, remind me to put it there for you guys. But there are a few things. Almost every recipe I've ever come across for carp that's been usable has a full bag of carp rival and a half a bag of big river ream. And then sometimes it's catfish destroyer. Most times it does, but anywhere from 17 or under. It definitely seems like oversized carp generally just care about the amount you're doing and the different mixes within that, with like these down here. This is my mix here, but when you play with that, that's how you can get the size bigger or smaller. But just to know, if you're if you're trying to make your own carp recipe, definitely go with a bag of half or a full bag of carp rival and a half a bag of big river ream. Now, once you've made this recipe, you can go into here and make sure this top is highlighted, and it'll come up where you want to name it. and you'll just go ahead and name it, and that will save it in here, guys. But make sure you do that because otherwise it won't save. And also, like I said, down at the bottom is always your controls. So you can see down there it says save recipe right down there on the bottom. Another thing to note is when you're using recipes, when you run out of something, it'll turn red and you won't be able to mix it again. And all you have to do here, guys, is click on it and then go over to the recipe and just add, we're going to go over to the Carp Rival because that is what is out. And we're going to add a full bag of it. And then you will see that everything is gray. And we can actually mix this if we were at a pond. Once you do have a mix, guys, you go to here, this category right here on the right. You can see it's getting highlighted. That is where it would be. And then you can just hit it and equip it to either your spod pole here, which I will use the carp for, or I only spot carp. You can spot other fish, but for the most part, it's just here. And then your feeder on a bottom rod. When it comes to small fish, I just mostly use the feeders, not spotting. Also, as a rule of thumb, guys, when I am using recipes, or recipes, I will use the open feeder for slow or late or slow moving currents or lakes, and I'll use the closed feeder for fast lakes like Russia or some of the faster ones like that or Tiber. And then I will use like a closed feeder for California or PVA bags for that. Just so you guys are very aware. Another example would be Germany is a very slow current, so you would want to use a closed feeder there. That's just what I do, as I've had better luck with it. And also, too, within this here, just play around with these, the aromas and the particles. That's what's going to make the recipe more effective or not. And like I said, there are bases basically that always are used. So go ahead with that, and then you can play with that on your own. One thing to note too is the recipe, once it's made, does have a limited time frame. So make sure you're using it on the day you want to use it. But like I said, guys, as a rule of thumb, a lot of recipes start the same, as I've come in contact with a lot of recipes. I've actually had all these full at one time, and I just started clearing them because a lot of them are either the same or very similar. And also, guys, don't hesitate to try something out. If you want to start with a recipe that was, like my small fish one, or my here, let's see here. We'll go through the small fish one just so you can see. You can pause if you want to see at all. But, and then we'll go down to the Viagra. This is the oversized carp one that there is a whole video on how to use this, because it is different when you're going for the oversized carp. But that will be down in the comments. Hopefully this helps you out, guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time, folks.